Welcome back. We're getting some breaking news at this point that the CBI is going to be moving the Ministry of External Affairs tomorrow to officially commence extradition proceedings against Vijay Mallya. An affidavit, in fact, is being submitted in court today informing the court about its decision. CBI officials believe that they have a very strong case against Vijay Mallya and they're hopeful of securing his extradition. I'm going to go straight across now to Managing Editor, India Today. Rahul, this is coming after, the government made a very serious allegation against the UPA-2 government of the former Prime Minister facilitating those loans to Vijay Mallya.
Avantika, the Central Bureau of Investigation has been able to lay its hands on about 2.5 lakh emails from Vijay Mallya's internal server, which show his correspondence with various ministers, senior officials in the UPA regime. And this correspondence indicates that Mallya is on record himself talking about who are the ministers he met and the role they played in helping him get secure the...
Okay, we just got disconnected, but just to give you a quick recap of that big breaking news, CBI officially moving the Ministry of External Affairs tomorrow to commence the extradition proceedings against Vijay Mallya. In fact, an affidavit is already submitted in the court informing the court about their decision because the CBI say that they have enough proof against Vijay Mallya and they are very hopeful of securing his extradition. And Rahul Kavalu, in fact, was just telling us about those emails that are in possession with the government and the CBI. We'll go straight back to Rahul Kaval, who's with us on the phone line. Rahul, please go ahead from where you left.
My apologies, Avantika, the call dropped. So essentially what I was saying is that the Central Bureau of Investigation now believes they have a compelling case which they can put forth. So they're now moving official proceedings to have Vijay Mallya extradited, at least attempt to have Vijay Mallya extradited from the United Kingdom. Now, what they're going to do is they will first approach the Ministry of External Affairs. An informal word has already been sent. We are being told that formally tomorrow, the Ministry of External Affairs will be moved. The Ministry of External Affairs in turn will take it up with the Foreign Office in the United Kingdom. And they are hoping that in courts they can demonstrate the evidence they have, but more importantly, work from government to government. Because if the government in the United Kingdom can be convinced that Vijay Mallya is indeed an offender and that the interests of justice are served, that if he's extradited, then that will happen. So it could happen government to government. It can also happen through the courts. The courts, getting it done through the courts is much tougher. It's a long, drawn procedure. So various levers will be activated. We're being told by high sources in the government that different levers will be activated to try and make this happen. This is a story breaking first in India today that official proceedings for extradition will be started tomorrow. The CBI approaching the Ministry of External Affairs. We've even been informed that there will be an affidavit that will be moved where the court will be informed about.
And how easy will it be, Rahul? Will there be a negotiation of extraditing treaties with the United Kingdom? Can you just give us more clarity as to, what really would be the next few steps that the Ministry of External Affairs will be taking in this regard?
Avantika, there already is an extradition treaty with the United Kingdom. The problem is that whether it is Lalit Modi or several of the other people who've gone and taken shelter in the United Kingdom, it's been very difficult for Indian prosecuting agencies to bring them back. Because you have to convince a judge in the UK on the basis of what he considers admissible evidence that you have a case against the person you're trying to extradite. Now, the other way to do this is to work government to government and to try and convince the government that the interest of justice is served if Vijay Mallya is brought back. So you could do that as well. But that, again, requires a lot of diplomatic heft. Now, we don't know whether the United Kingdom government will agree, but we're being told by senior level sources in the government that they will try their best. In some senses, Vijay Mallya has become like this poster boy of corporate fraud, of corporate debt, of corporates colluding with government to get away for the longest time. And the BJP government is keen on making a point by bringing him back home.
Rahul, didn't the United Kingdom reject India's plea to deport Vijay Mallya earlier on? And correct me if I'm incorrect. And if that's the case, what has changed now? What has strengthened the CBI's case? And what has made the Indian government believe that they have a very solid case against Vijay Mallya to, get him extradited, to get him back?
So while talk about extradition, Avantika, has been going on for a while now, the official proceedings haven't yet been launched. Remember, Vijay Mallya ran away under the NDA's watch, and since then they've been talking about bringing him back. But the official proceedings, you need to move the MEA. The MEA needs to approach the Foreign Office in the United Kingdom, which is their Ministry of External Affairs, and you need to then work the judiciary in the United Kingdom to make this happen. That legal and formal proceeding had not yet started. So now what is happening over the past few months is that the CBI was looking at the case. They've now started questioning officials who've been involved. They've now started looking at those 2.5 lakh emails I spoke about. They're going through those emails very carefully. I've seen many of those letters myself, emails. They seem to suggest that Vijay Mallya believed that after his meetings with senior ministers, whether it was Pranab Mukherjee, whether it was P. Chidambaram, that all that he was asking for was being done. In fact, there are some emails to the then Finance Minister, Mr. Chidambaram, where he's asking for loans to be sanctioned, and then he's talking about officials from the SBI who are unwilling to budge.
Right.
After he's written to these UPA ministers, he then writes to his own team that XYZ minister has now spoken to the SBI officials and our demands have been met. Now, the CBI believes that this is strong, compelling evidence, documented through internal servers of Kingfisher Airlines, of Vijay Mallya, where he's writing to his team, which can be used in a court of law. We've already heard from Chidambaram yesterday. He was at our event in the build-up to the budget, and when I asked him about this question, Mr. Chidambaram said that, these are regular representations. He said that, as a finance minister, you meet various various business interests who come with various requests. You forward those in due process to concerned ministries. He seemed to suggest it was business as usual, and it happens in all cases. However, there are some emails which we've gone through which suggest that Vijay Mallya says that earlier there was a problem, the bank official wasn't agreeing, but after I met the minister, things moved and he's thanking the minister. Now, that doesn't mean that the minister himself has admitted his fraud, but it does suggest that Vijay Mallya, after his meeting, believed that the files which were earlier not moving, then suddenly started moving.
Absolutely, and this is, turning out to be an embarrassment for the Congress as well. But Rahul, as you rightly said, that was, the remark that was made by the former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram. Tom Vadakan, in fact, has put up the charge saying that why wasn't those emails released earlier on? Why were they not disclosed? Because they've been accusing the government of criminal conspiracy all this while.
So there's no direct answer to that question. It's not as if these emails have been officially leaked. We've been able to procure them with great difficulty. And the fact is that this is what the evidence right now is saying. We were speaking to some people who've been looking at this investigation, and the fact really, Avantika, is that an investigator looks at what he's got at this time. As of now, they have those emails, they're moving. The question is, do you not want Vijay Mallya to face justice? If there is collusion, should that not be exposed? And if that is being exposed, then why oppose it? Now, this is a political ping pong that takes place all the time. The opposition will level this charge at the center, and this has been happening for time immemorial. I think that is aside. The critical question is, what are the emails saying? What do they suggest? And how strong is the evidence at hand? Was there collusion? Was there no collusion? I think that is clearly the only thing that needs to be looked at. Everything else is just atmospherics and ambient noise.
Absolutely. Rahul Kaval there for now. Thanks so much. But we will stay with this big breaking news. After the short break, we'll get lots more reactions, and we'll also take you through those emails that are in.